Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday night. I can see that we are live over on the Align page, which is where we wanted to be. So Maureen and I made it. We are here tonight for Inside Align. It is Thursday, October 19th, and we are tuning in to talk to one of our Align ambassadors, Maureen McPherson, about her Align story, her journey in social selling, kind of what her experience has been in adding social selling to her life, whatever she wants to share about that, the good, the bad, the real, and then how she found Align, what brought her to Align, what caught her attention about it, and really how her experience has been at Align, because we are just a little baby brand. We're still 7 months old. We launched in March, and we just love to share an inside peek behind the curtain, behind the scenes, about what it really looks like to be a brand ambassador here at Align. So Maureen is an up and coming leader at Align. She has really shown us that she's very dedicated, consistent. She's all in. We got to meet her at Shine, which is our first convention, and I got to sit down and talk with her for a few minutes there. And I was just really impressed by Maureen because she shows up so consistently, and you can tell when you talk to her and when you interact with her, even online, that she is really genuine. So if she's sharing something that she loves, or she's telling you her story about how she found Align or what her experience has been in social selling, it's coming from a place of honesty with a lot of genuine authenticity, and heart behind it. So we have so loved having Maureen be a part of the Align community, and we're really excited to let her take the floor and kind of just share her story in social selling and how her experience has been at Align. And then at the end, I will probably pop back in and ask her a few questions based on what she shares with us. And we'll keep it to about 20-25 minutes tonight. So without further ado, please help me welcome Maureen. All right, Maureen, I'm going to let you take over.
All righty. Hi, everyone. I am super excited to be here tonight and talk to you about my journey with Align. But as I was saying to Jessie a little earlier, I'm a little distracted tonight because she introduced Holiday to us earlier today. So that's, up here percolating of, excited for tomorrow morning. But definitely want to focus and share with you guys my Align story and why I decided to Align. So I live in San Diego, California, beautiful San Diego, with my husband and our 3 sons. I will not say boys because one is 18, one is 20, and then we have one who is 12. And we have a dog who is 5 years old. Her name is Mia. My kids wanted a dog forever, and I finally gave in, but I said it has to be a girl because I'm not having another boy in this house. So we got Mia, and she's amazing. So my backstory and how I got in direct sales before Align, it happened probably about 5 years ago, maybe mid 2018. I was involved with a VIP group of a friend who was in a consultant for another skincare, bath, body, beauty company. And this is someone that I've known pretty much my whole life. And I actually won a product in her VIP group that I loved. Face wash, super popular, and it was amazing. And I loved it. So that, as you always hope will happen with people, that prompted me to order additional products and try different things. And I really love the products. So at that same time, she was trying to earn an incentive trip, and she needed to recruit people and host parties for them in order to earn points for the trip. So, she asked me to join, and I thought, why not? It's easy. I can join. I love the products. I can buy them at a discount, and I'll be helping her. And it's a win-win situation, right? So, and I didn't really know how much of a win it was really going to be. So that was September of 2018, I think, is when I joined. And I had actually a great launch party. I had 2 people who joined my team immediately. It's like things we think never happen, that I never even mentioned it to them. Like, they came to me and said that they would like to join. So, but even with that, I didn't really go anywhere with it. I guess there was a lot of other things going on in my life at the time. And so for a while, I just, bought the products that I loved at a discount and carried on. And that's, kidnapper and all that, and just took my discount and was happy with that until about maybe a year later. And it probably was a process that kind of happened over time, that I think, I was buying so many of these different products and I was sharing them with people, like we do with, I got this great pair of shoes at Nordstrom, or I found this great meal at Trader Joe's. I was sharing all these products. Like I do, I have a group of friends that I've known now for like almost 20 years, and we try to do long weekend retreats twice a year. And so I would bring things with me and people would try face wash, hand cream, they're sitting at the table, hands are dry, moisturizer, whatever, all the things. And after one of those weekend retreats, I had a friend call me and say, okay, I looked at your website and I need this and this and this and this. And so she had questions about, what things would be best for her and, what I would recommend. And she ended up placing a really great order. And I think, to me, this is really like attraction marketing at its finest, right? Like, you're not pushing anything on anyone. You're just sharing these products that you really love. And then because you have so much enthusiasm over them, other people want to try them. And that's what happened. And so fast forward about a year to, I think it was sometime in the fall of 2019, I had a month that my volume was $1,600. And I thought, I know, funny face. I was like, this probably doesn't make a lot of sense to keep doing this as a hobby and just getting a discount, because $1,600 in volume means $400 extra for me. And maybe I should do this as a business. So backstory is that I actually have a bachelor's degree in finance, and I've worked in corporate accounting for years and years and years. I had prior to this. In 2015, both of my parents were really sick at the same time, and I ended up taking, I was working full time and I had my 3 kids and was trying to help all these things with my parents, and it was just too much. And so I took California paid leave for 6 weeks, and then my company let me go, which sounds horrible, and it was, but in the end, I really believe things happen for a reason. And that gave me an opportunity to spend a lot of extra time with my dad, who died in November of that year. So from there, I had to do a lot of things helping my mom, and then her health was declining. And so we really went through about a 3-year period of my life was really focused on helping my parents, taking care of my own kids and my family and doing all the things with my kids and sports and school and all that, and being able to go to, doctor's appointments or help out with anything that, my parents needed. And so I think that, part of the joining in 2018 also became, it was something for me, like it was something happy and fun that I could focus on for me. And I got involved in the different communities, and it was really a fun space to be in. And so when I decided, hey, maybe I should look at this and do this as a business, the accounting background definitely came in handy, because I'm a numbers girl. So I was all about the numbers, and that, helped me move forward and, set goals and decide to, I want to make, sell more. I did vendor events so I could meet more people and get new customers and, do all the things. So it's kind of that when I make the decision, it's like, I'm going to jump, I'm going to go all in. And side note, this is kind of a good lesson. And it's something I try to remember that, initially I didn't really sell much. I'd have maybe some months that I might have $200 or $300 in sales to a couple friends, but I didn't sell a lot for a year. Right. And then I turned into a person who was selling over $3,000 in a month. So, don't give up on those people who, look like they're not really going to do anything, because they might surprise you. So anyway, that from that point on, I mean, that was towards the end of 2019. So of course, then we know that COVID happened, but that wasn't necessarily a bad thing in direct sales, because people were, I mean, we couldn't do vendor events or in-person parties, but people were definitely shopping online and kind of wanted, self-care. They wanted extra things to make them happy. So that was really a good time for sales too. So anyway, I really, I went through the whole trying to increase my ambassador volume every month and be, increasing my income. And, then the first incentive trip was announced since I had decided I was going to work. And the day it happened, I texted my upline, who again was this friend that I've known for years and years, and said, I'm earning this trip. And I earned the trip. And then, following the next year, we had another one and I earned the trip. Like it was about, and it's sort of like in Jesse's introduction about, I think when I decide I'm going to go all in, I really try to go all in and do the thing. So then, summer of June 2022, some of us know it was a hard time and things kind of fell apart. And, I stuck around for a little while, but my heart just was not in it anymore. And for me, that's really key. Like, I don't want to just be selling anything. I want to be sharing something that I really love, and people want to buy it because they see how much I love it. They see my enthusiasm and how I can tell them all these great things about the products. And so they want to use them. So, I was looking around, I tried, I really wanted to stay with, skincare, bath, body, beauty products. Like that's what I had been doing. And I really, really loved it. And so that was a comfortable space for me. And it was something that I wanted. And honestly, like I needed to find, like, those were the products that I used, right? There were 20 different things that I was using, some every day and some at least once a week. And so I needed to find something that was going to be a replacement for that also for me personally. So I really wanted, if I was going to go forward in direct sales, I really wanted to find something in that arena. And so I tried products from a couple of different places, and some I liked, some not as much. But there was nothing that I really, really loved. There was nothing that was like, okay, this is it. I definitely want to, jump and join this company. So I kind of just waited, because that was I'm only going to sell it if I love it. And it was probably like November 2022, maybe early December, that I was talking to a friend that I knew from previous life. And she was telling me about this new company that was being formed, and some, details about it and about the founders and who they were and what they were trying to do. And so she said, if I was interested, she could get me the information to get on the email list. So I got on the list to get the emails from Jesse to get the updates of what the company was doing, and started the whole process of looking into it, researching it, accounting, detail oriented. So I had to, go and look at the different things and decide, is this going to be a good fit? And the tricky part, obviously, is this wasn't a company that I could try the products first and then, well, I could have waited until well after launch, but I didn't want to do that, because one of the most attractive parts of it was brand new ground floor opportunity. Like that was a big deal to be able to get into, maybe fast forward and see what it's going to look like 5 or 10 years from now, and to say, I was there in the very beginning. So that right there was a very big deal for me, to have the ground floor opportunity. Second was the EU standards. Like that was a huge one, because coming from naturally based products and not having fillers, like I really needed for my customer base, I wanted that for myself. So that was in EU, that was like next level up, right? Like everybody knows that if you're adhering to EU standards, that's much stricter than the United States. And so that was a really big selling point for Align as well. Then the people that I knew that were going to join Align and be leaders were people that, you know, I actually was not on their teams before, but I knew them, and I knew that they were, you know, fabulous people and fabulous leaders, and that it would be a really great team to be a part of. Yes, I'm talking to you. You guys know who you are. And so that was also a big draw, right? I'm like, I've seen what they've done in the past. I know how they were with their teams. I know that they'll be great mentors. So this is another huge plus. And then the last big piece, of course, was the pay plan. And again, numbers girl, right? So I had to go and look at the pay plan and check out all the things. And I love that it is, I mean, there's two pieces that I really love about it. One, that it's very simple. I mean, you can, you know, it's not complicated. There's not a lot of different, you have to do this to get this, to down this person, you know, it's very much, you can control your own destiny by how much you personally sell. And that was super, super attractive to me, because like I said, in my previous company, I got to a point that it didn't matter how much I sold, because I didn't have anyone underneath. I didn't have a me underneath me, and I needed two of me. And so it was always kind of a bummer that, like, I wanted to be in that next place, but I had to be able to recruit people who wanted to sell, and I hadn't been successful doing that piece. And so I love that I could, you know, control my own destiny and be able to, you know, be a big seller, share all the things, you know, this is what I love, this is why I love it, and be able to move up by myself. And I love that there's, you know, the little extra pieces that, and we have the different pools, and then the extra pieces that Align does, like the monthly wellness bonus and the quarterly consistency bonus, because again, like, I'm very goal driven. And for me, I knew for this last quarter that the quarterly bonus was within my reach. And I was like, okay, I'm making this happen. It's going to happen. I'm going to get it done. And so I did. And I mean, to me, like, these are things that, you know, like in the professional world, like, I liked, you know, accomplishing things and meeting goals. And so it's a great thing to be able to do that here as well. So with all of that, it was like, okay, I'm definitely going to make the leap. I want to join. I want to, you know, move forward with this great new baby brand and see what happens. Like, I think that the people who are, you know, the founders, the executive team, same people, that they're fabulous and they have a ton of experience in this field. And I think they're going to do a really great job. And so I want to be a part of it. So I joined actually about 3 days before launch day, which was super exciting. I know it's really geeky, but I was like, it was fun to be able to be like, I was actually one of the very first ambassadors with Align. I love that. So, and I got all the things, and the red light one was, you know, super fun and like cool technology and something I had never, you know, even heard of before, actually. And so I did all the research on, you know, red light therapy and the different things that it does, and was good about, you know, using my serum and my wand every night, trying to get rid of freckles from spending too much time in the sun as a kid. And my parents, you know, we didn't do as much with sunscreen like we do now. So, and then I want to point out that, you know, we had the issue with Soothe and Clarify with the packaging, delaying them. And I'm bringing it up only because, to me, the way that that was handled just said so much about the executive team and how they handle things and how great that they were going to be. Like, they were very upfront with, this is what the situation is, this is the problem, we're not going to accept a product that isn't perfect. We're not going to give you a product to give to your customers that isn't what we really want. so it's going to be delayed. But they were very upfront with the whole thing, and then did the split shipping to get people the products that they currently had in stock to get them to the customers, and then also gave, a coupon code for a discount on an order to make up. I mean, they were awesome. And that's really the way things have gone since that time. Like, everything that happens or anything that's going on, like, we are always in the know. Like Shanae with the sales system, like, she is the master of pre-planning. Here's the calendar, here are the daily to-dos, here's, really you can join never having been in direct sales and having no idea what you're doing, and you have a blueprint right off of, these are the things that you can do to be successful. And they're just like, again, this was my, one of the reasons that I chose Align was because the company, for ambassadors by ambassadors, and I knew because they had been in the field, they understand better than anyone what are the things that we need in order to be successful, and they're providing those things for us. I mean, I've been so blown away by how much we have been given by them. It's amazing. And as Jesse mentioned, I got to go to Shine. I actually waited until, like, I think 2 days before the deadline to finally buy my ticket. I kept, going back and forth, him and Han, about it. And I'm so, so glad that I made that decision to go. It was a fabulous experience, from all the things that we learned at convention. I mean, hearing from all the different leaders and, their advice on how they're doing things, and, the training from Benny, and, Chat GPT from Shanae. I mean, there was just so many great nuggets of things to, take home and do. But even more than that was this opportunity for networking with, it was such a small group of people that were there, that you got to talk to so many people and meet so many new people. And these people now are like this fabulous support system. Like, we are, and it's, people that I met at Shine that I feel like now I know, and I message and, talk to, and we get ideas and help with different things. But really, the community as a whole is, I can't even explain. I've never seen anything like it before, that everybody is so supportive of everyone else. It doesn't matter that you're not on the same team or in the same line or whatever. Like, I've messaged, several different people about different things that aren't on my team or aren't in my line at all. And they were super helpful, like that, whatever they could give me to, help me with what I needed, they were willing to do that. And it's amazing and fabulous, and I love it. Products. I guess I should talk about my favorite products, because I'm talking about, I guess to me, like, there's two like big important pieces for me personally, at least, well, three. Income's one, but important pieces in the, social selling company environment. One is the products, obviously, and two is the community. Like, it makes a huge difference to have this whole group of people behind you to help you, give you ideas, support you in anything that you need. And then the other piece is obviously the products. So I would say initially, Clarify was my favorite product. I was a little bit, didn't know about, using an exfoliating wash every day, but really, like, I love it because it's got the little scrubby beads, but it's not abrasive. Like, maybe everyone can't, but for me, I didn't have any problems with my skin using it every single day. I loved it until Calm. And then Calm is something. Oh, I love Calm. Calm is definitely now my favorite product. I use it every day. I still use Clarify because exfoliating is great and Clarify is an awesome product. But I probably use Calm, maybe 80% of the time, and then Clarify maybe 20. And a fast story about Calm, actually. So I have somebody in my networking group it's a group of women locally that are all different, that own, different small businesses, all entrepreneurs. We meet once a month, and there was someone in that group that she actually has a degree in fashion design, but she is retired and she's making leather handbags. and selling them. And she was talking about, we were in a small group one night as part of that meeting, and she was talking about wanting to maybe create a direct sales business around the purses. And I was like, it might be a good idea. And this was in July when we had the free join and the fabulous body butter. It might be a good idea to join my team and, get exposed to a brand new startup in a social selling environment that would kind of give you ideas about, how you would do something like that. And that was really the reason why she joined. But she said, I love skincare, so I'm definitely going to try the products and see. And so she bought Calm, and she bought 2 Calms because she said she was going to give one to her sister for Christmas. And I saw her at the last meeting and I was chatting with her, and she just went on about how amazing Calm is, how much she loves it. And that, her comment was something to the effect of, if Calm is a representation of the kind of products that Align has, I am all in. So that was awesome, right? It's again, getting people to try the products and then they're like, oh, okay, now I understand. Now I know why you love them and why you're trying to share them with me. And so now she actually went and met her for coffee today. And, she's like, I brought her, different products to see. And so she's like, yeah, I'm definitely ordering more. I mean, she's busy right now with her purses because that's her main thing. And this is, we know, the biggest selling season, but I definitely think this is a person that, she said she has the total entrepreneurial spirit. Like she really loves doing that. And I definitely see her as a person who's going to want to jump in and do more, especially as she has more exposure to the products and, sees how great they are. So my other one would be the water magnesium body butter. Love that body butter. I love the smell. With the hand creams, I expected before I got them that water was going to be my favorite based on what the description was, but Earth surprised me, and I absolutely love Earth and the hand creams. Now I love water too, but Earth is my favorite. But that water body butter smells amazing. It brings me back to a tropical vacation. And I've been using it at nighttime, and I really think that magnesium, putting that on my arms and legs at night, the magnesium is really helping me sleep better. I have the Apple Watch and I can see, and there was a night that I had made a comment to my husband about, I forgot, and we'll see what happened, and my sleep wasn't as good. I mean, it's not a real involved study, but it's a great product, and I absolutely love it and totally recommend that one too. Trying to think what else I can tell you about Align.
I'll hop back in. First of all, I just have to laugh because when I listen to these stories and I get on Inside Align, I'm literally sitting at my computer smiling with this big dumb smile on my face because I enjoy it so much. And I'm smiling at myself. I'm this is why I have to take myself off camera. I just want to say, first of all, Maureen, you're obviously so smart. I can just tell by the way that you speak and the things that you talk about. You're just a smartie. But I love a researcher, a girl after my own heart who goes all in and needs to know all the things. So I love that about really getting into social selling in the first place, but definitely once you've had an experience in social selling and you're considering a new brand, I feel like you have such a different perspective.
Oh, totally.
Because now you're more informed and you know what you're looking for. So a couple things that you said that stood out to you, the fact that it was a ground floor opportunity, the EU guidelines, which I love to hear. We hear a lot more positive feedback about that than I think I even really expected in the very beginning. It is really important to people. The people, of course, and then the pay plan. I'm a pay plan lover. So I love that you really got into the pay plan. I know you're a numbers girl and you have an accounting background, so it totally makes sense. But you just made it so simple. And part of that, like you said, is because our compensation plan is simple, but you wanted it to be simple and easy to understand. and you liked that you weren't always reliant on someone else to be successful. So those are just things that stood out to me that you were looking for that I really loved. One question I wanted to ask you, I was probably more of like a business first person when I got into social selling. So I always love to dig into the minds of people who are product first. So you fell in love with products, and that's what pulled you to join. So as someone who got into social selling as a product user first and had that slower build before that incentive and before it clicked that you really could make some money and treat it more like a business, what would you just say to someone who is that product user first? So maybe they're not sure they want to build a business, or maybe that seems intimidating to them, or they don't know where to start, they don't know what to do, but they love the product and that's all they kind of know and comfortable with, right? What would your advice be to someone like that?
I mean, to me, I think my advice would be to share that, like, they love the products, so share products with other people, right? Because then that's very natural and authentic to like just ooze about how much you love the products. Like, I was doing a vendor event actually in September, and I had the products all out, but nobody knows the name Align. Like, we're brand new. Like, people walking by are like, what's that, right? And so I didn't have a lot. I mean, I had someone next to me selling 31 bags, and that, I'm like, okay, great. But suddenly I was like, I got to stop and I got to talk to people. And I had my samples up at the top, and I pulled down, the body butter, and I had her try it. And she's like, oh yeah, I want one of those. And then I had somebody try all the hand creams, and she's like, oh no, I like Air best. I'm going to buy Air. And I'm like, okay, so note to self, like, talk to people and get them to use the products, and then they'll buy the products. And so for somebody who's a product person, it's very natural to share how much you love them. And then, oh, by the way, like, always have the hand cream in your purse, always, have things on you that you can share with other people. And then I think then it kind of progresses when you have, like what happened to me, kind of over several months, that it was like more and more people are like, hey, wait, I want to get, okay, I want it. And then you go, oh, I could actually make a business out of this. This could turn into something that, I can actually actively work at, and I can grow it and, sell lots of products.
And giving it time, right? Like, we are in that experience right now as owners. Like, Align, we have to give Align time to grow.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes social sellers or people who try out social selling don't allow themselves that time. Like, you don't have to be an overnight success to find success in this industry. It is okay to dabble. It's okay to only order the products that you love. It's okay to only sell it to your sister for 3 months or 6 months or a year or 18 months. And if life changes at some point, or you do decide you want it to be more, you can ramp it up and ramp it down as much or as many times as you want to. And that's one of the benefits. So I think it's just nice to give people permission to know that there's no magic level of success that you have to achieve in a certain time frame. Like, give yourself time to kind of allow that to unfold and see what happens. I love that you love Calm, because I love Calm. So what's a product that you are excited to see in the future from Align?
Well, I'm super excited about the holiday little bath bars, because I smelled some of the bath bars at the prototype bar at Shine, and I was like, okay, need the bath bars, like, love the bath bars. So it was super, and I already have one of my downline messaging me, I have to have those bath bars. So I'm super excited about that. Eye cream, we need eye cream. We really need eye cream.
We have been
like yesterday, we need eye cream. So maybe I'm most excited about that.
Yes, I need an eye cream too. So I love to hear that. You earned a trip. So this was something different that I wanted to talk about on here. Being someone who started loving products and taking your time to get to the point where you were like, hey, I can really do this and make something out of it. Had you seen people earn trips before, like, that you didn't know? And like, did you ever imagine yourself being that person to earn the trip? And when you did, like, what was that experience like when you earned the trip?
So I definitely, I mean, like, I had seen people, and it was like something that actually happened during COVID. And so there were some people that had earned it and didn't go because they didn't, you know, it was that time period. And that was right around like when I had more actively started to sell. And so it was kind of like, oh, that looks like a lot of fun. Like that'd be a cool thing to do, but I didn't give it that much, you know, I didn't pay that close of attention because it was sort of at that point still like, well, I can't, like, that's too hard. I can't do that. But when I remember it was January 1st, it was New Year's Day, 2021, when this trip was announced. And I literally texted my upline and I said, I'm earning this trip. Like the day it happened, it was like that whole manifest, like there's no way. I mean, like 6 days, all expenses paid, like I'm earning this trip, like it's happening. And it was really fun because, and it's funny because the second trip, my upline had already had plans to go to a similar place. And so she wasn't even going to earn the trip, but she was getting so many points from what I was selling that she was like, okay, well, this would be stupid if I didn't earn this trip. So we did both trips together. And the first one, I still remember the first day sitting on the beach going, the two of us looking at each other going, is this real life? Like we're here by ourselves. Our kids are somewhere else. No one is, mom, I need this. And somebody else is paying for all of it. Like this is like, okay, I'll do this every time. Like you've convinced me that, you know, this is a goal I want to hit.
Those are some of the best parts of this type of business. And I just like to point it out because I think that so often on social media, we see people who earn a trip and you're like, oh, they're probably some big fancy top leader and I could never do that. And, you know, that wouldn't be me. And so I love seeing people who haven't earned a trip before earn a trip and hear about their first trip experiences, because there is something really powerful about knowing that you set a goal and you decided you were going to do it and you did it. And then you're sitting there enjoying this amazing vacation because you did it. Yeah, there's something really powerful about that. Well, we're past our time, so I will wrap it up. But thank you so much for sharing your story, Maureen. As you guys can tell, she is honest, she's genuine, she is very hardworking, dedicated, consistent. And she's going to tell you the truth. And I love that she shared. Oh, the last thing I wanted to point out, I love that you shared about clarify and soothe being a problem. I love that because nobody else has talked about that before. So when we launched in March, we were launching with our first 4 products and went ahead and put them up for sale. They were supposed to be in like a week or 10 days later, something like that. And 2 of them ended up getting delayed by like another month. And so we had to pivot a lot and make some big decisions and communicate that to the field and stuff. But that is the reality of a new brand. Like the reality of honestly any brand or any business is that you're going to run into hurdles and hard days and challenges, and how we handle that together as a group determines the success of a line. And so I'm grateful for your compliments about how we handled that, but I just want to say that like we do really have a community of ambassadors that are business minded and smart and savvy. And if we're being communicative and transparent and honest, they also are so amazing and understanding and willing to pivot and shift and go with the flow as needed too. So life is not perfect in startup land, but we have an amazing group here that really knows how to roll with it and move forward. And that is the ambassadors. There's, you know, a handful of us and there's over 1,000 of them. So kudos to our amazing field.
I mean, to me, that maybe is like the last comment I would leave everyone with tonight is really, it is, like I said in my earlier talk, like it is the best community. Like I have never seen where it's this whole, we all rise together, right? It's this vision of like seeing a line grow and become, and that was kind of the energy in the room at Shine, right? This is what we all want. And so it doesn't matter that you're over here on this team and I'm over here, like whatever we do and how we all succeed is just better for the company as a whole. So for anybody who, you know, is watching and is kind of thinking, well, I don't know, but you know, like it's a great place to be. Like you are not going to find a better group of people, I swear to you.
I will second and third that. We really do have the best people and we're like fiercely protective of that. Like I would rather have you know, 2,000 and the most amazing people than 200,000 and have it like a really unhealthy, competitive, like not fun place to be. We want our people to love being here and have it enhance their life and make their life a little bit better. And that's really, really important to us. And it's because of people like Maureen. So thank you guys for hopping on tonight for Inside Align. And Maureen, thank you so much for spending your time with us tonight. If you guys have any questions at all, pop them in the comments. I'm actually going to link our compensation plan in the comments tonight, the abundance plan, since Maureen talked about it in a little bit more detail. So if you have any questions at all, pop in those comments and let us know, and we will see you very soon.
Good
Bye.
night.
Good night.